So last night we talked a little bit about longing, and I find this a good point to start this intensive with, because it's important to make very clear the difference between longing and wanting, because that longing seems to come from, let's say, truth itself, life itself, wanting to know itself, wanting to acknowledge itself, recognize itself, knowing that something is being denied in the lived experience, and knowing that there is a fuller way of living, of acknowledging this existence. And then this wanting, which is when the thinking hijacks that longing. So the thinking can think, well, I want something more for me. I want to get enlightened, or I want to get somewhere special, I want to be someone special. And with that, there's usually some agitation felt physically, restlessness, an idea that this isn't enough, and something else, somewhere else, someone else will make me feel better. So it's all about me, improving, fixing me. And sometimes we get confused between these two, the longing and the wanting. Because the thinking tries to help with that sense of longing. Because that sense of longing can be painful, can be really heartbreaking, because we know the truth of who you really are. When you're most honest, you're most, you go beyond the thinking and you just acknowledge what is really here. You know everything that there is to know already. But perhaps you find yourself not consciously acknowledging it, or denying it, or thinking that there's something wrong with you, or that you need to get something else, or do something else. And there's a longing to live in alignment with that knowing. You don't know how, but still that longing is there. So then the thinking comes in with, okay, I'm going to help. I'm going to suggest all different things that you could do to fix this heartbreaking longing. And then the agitation comes. Okay, I need to do this, I need to do that. And the thinking is limited in that it can only consider me. Doing this for me. Where am I going? What is my progress? What's wrong with me? What do I need? I want. And I'm not saying that this wanting, as we call it, is wrong and the longing is right. Of course, if we think like that, that's more along the ways that the thinking would compare things. But actually, it's just about noticing the difference. There's no right or wrong in it. Just noticing, okay, there is a deeper sense of longing, And then also maybe the thinking comes in with this agitated trying to fix that is never satisfied. Whereas that sense of longing is easily satisfied. It easily comes to rest. It is actually already at rest. So, this is why last night I asked you to start to get in touch with this sense of longing. To consider, beyond the thinking, what do you really want? What do you really long for? I know in my own experience, perhaps I couldn't put words to it. And you don't have to put words to it, but some words might come. And you might find that none of the words really are good enough. But for me it was always about the truth. I longed for someone to just tell me the way it really is. To show me the truth in this strange world that we live in. Because it is a very strange, surreal place. What the hell is this? This whole game of life. You know, we're apparently born and we grow up, and in this time that we're growing up with this idea that one day we will die, we take on all kinds of ideas about how we should be, who we should be, what we should do, what it all means, what the purpose of it is. But I don't know about you, when I was a child, I looked around at this play of light and colours and shapes, and I didn't need any purpose. I didn't need any meaning. It was just, look at this, wow. Simple. Nothing complicated about it. Nothing difficult. No shoulds or shouldn'ts. Just, oh wow, wonder. But somehow we've taken on these ideas and ways of living to protect ourselves in this strange world. And we can't help do that. You know, it's just programming. There's nothing wrong with that either, really. It's just about seeing it. We learn from other people around us, our parents, other adults that we think know it all. Well, they know, I don't know, I'm just like wide open innocence. And we innocently absorb ways of living, ways of protecting ourselves in this life. Because we don't know. We don't know how to do it. We don't know how to live. We don't know who we are. So we start to believe that life needs to be difficult, that there are problems, that we need to know where we're going and who we are. We need to find our purpose. And with this comes a lot of pain and suffering, a lot of effort trying to be correct, trying to fit in with other people, trying desperately to survive, trying to be someone, pretending that we know, so that we don't expose the truth that really we don't know. And with this also comes a sense of separation, a sense of isolation, that I'm in here and nobody understands me. You know, everyone else kind of knows what they're doing. I don't know. They're all adults and I'm just a child. And a sense of just being lost and alone in this strange world. And that's when the longing starts. You know, longing to connect, longing to be understood, longing to be met, to be recognized for who you really are and not who you're pretending to be. Because we all start playing these roles. We put up a facade, a mask. Then we're all like the mask speaking to each other. And we long to be able to let down this facade and reveal ourselves for who we really are, in that innocence. That wide open, not knowing. We long to be seen. So we look in relationships. We imagine, well, maybe I'll meet the perfect person who will see me for who I really am, so that I can relax and let down this facade. And this is very rare. Most relationships seem to just maintain other facades, other masks. We look on the spiritual path. Perhaps we have some experiences where these masks fall away, but they seem to come back again. The pain of separation seems to return. The experiences where we are acknowledging our true nature seem to depend on someone else or a particular situation, particular circumstances, particular mood, particular time of the month, the weather. These experiences come and go. They can't be relied on. So we have an experience where there's a sense of openness and the thinking comes in like, oh, yes, I've got it, and tries to grasp it. And then it fades, because every experience comes and then goes. And then the thinking says, I've lost it. I need to get it again. And that's the agitation, the trying to get the idea that there's something missing, something wrong with me. But you really know that sense of wide open innocence that you are. You can't not know that, because it's you, and it's what's brought you here. That longing to acknowledge that, to live that, to be that, to scream that. And the thinking doesn't know what to do with that. It doesn't know how to be that. But it's really trying to help. The thinking, in fact, is also innocent. It innocently just tries to help with the programs that it has, with the software that is running. So we're not making the thinking the enemy. We're just seeing it for what it is. In fact, nothing is the enemy. Nothing is right or wrong. Just seeing it for what it is. And in that seeing, that is enough. There's more clarity. So it's not about cleaning up your experience. You don't have to fix it all and make it all perfect. It's never going to be perfect. Perfect is only an imaginary dream. This human experience is messy. So it's just about seeing more clearly. And this seeing and bringing more and more clarity is endless. It's not about arriving at some final goal where it's all seen, or you're fully awakened or enlightened. This way of looking at things is only from the thinking. You know, imagining that one day it will all be done for me. This me will get enlightened. So, actually it's an endless exploration, an endless opening and opening and opening to yourself, to life itself. Life knowing itself, seeing itself, revealing and exposing itself for what it really is, more and more and more and more. Simply from the love of truth, the love of openness and clarity, without any agenda, without any need or final goal, just because you have a sense of what is true, that longing and love of truth, freedom, wholeness, love.